Hi, Joyce. Hi, Elizabeth. I think I screwed up and had this actually scheduled for like 7 o'clock this morning on YouTube. But I fixed it. Hi, Rebecca. I did, didn't I? That's terrible. I was so tired this morning, but it is what it is. Hi, Sabrina. We have a few minutes before we start, so you'll have to excuse me if you hear me munching on pretzels, trying to get a couple bites in before the live starts. So how's everybody's Thursday going so far? Mine's been pretty much uneventful except for accidentally scheduling this for 7 o'clock this morning. Hi, Elaine. It's mostly for your protection, Joyce. It's so, you'd like to think that everybody taking a course or in a community with you is good people, but unfortunately, not everyone is. So it's pretty much for your protection to not share your Etsy link. That way somebody can't go and, flat out steal your designs and things like that. That's pretty much the reason most communities and courses and stuff ask people not to share. The sun is not shining here. It is not, um, not really. I think the risk of somebody stealing your designs is greater than the help that anyone visiting your shop might give you, especially when you consider we're all digital designers. Most people aren't going to buy from you. The most they're going to do is look around and maybe favorite some stuff. But we'll give things a couple more minutes before we jump in, since, you know, most people thought this was at 7 o'clock this morning instead of 2 o'clock this afternoon. At least it's not raining. That's how I look at it. The sun might not be out, but at least it is not raining today. There's no rain, no snow, no 50-mile-an-hour winds, just cold. Well, I'm glad you didn't miss it this time. I don't know, Rebecca. That makes me crazy. I don't know. Their system is all messed up. Oh my. Alrighty, guys, I guess we'll get started. I don't even know if this will last a full hour today. It's pretty much just going over some of the new features that Listing View has added. Some are really cool. Some are really, really cool new features. So I am less than your sale. Okay, all right, that makes sense. If you're, if you have a sale for what, 40% off, but your coupon is only 20% off, it won't send it. It's possible. It's possible. I mean, there's probably reasons around it. I'm just not sure what Etsy's. I mean, Etsy does a lot of things that I don't understand their reasoning behind, but obviously I'm sure they do have reasons for everything. If you want to download them in individual images, yeah, I can show you real quick while we're sitting here. Let me create a new file quick. Okay, so if you are in here and you want to use those assets, just drag it onto your artboard and then save this as a PNG. And you can save them all individually just like that. Does that make sense? Just drag them on, save them, and be done with it. Figured it was quick enough to show you guys since I had Affinity open in my... The ruffles, yeah. Ruffles, did they come from Ted? I'm pretty sure they come from Ted, yeah. Oh, into... You should be able to import them into Affinity too, but those were pixel assets, so that would have been Affinity Photo. Affinity Designer is the vector studio, basically, and those were made to be like PNG assets in Pixel Studio, which would be Affinity Photo And then, yeah, these would be Affinity Photo, not Affinity Designer. Okay. I'm in the middle of doing a, Michelle, I'm in the middle of doing a Etsy Launch Lab course. It's in the community. You should be able to, if you're a member of the community, you should be able to access that, no problem. I'm doing it. I just put a new video up this morning for it. But it's, I don't do POD though, so I don't have a lot of courses or information on print on demand because I don't do that. I just do digital products. But occasionally I will touch on POD for things like that. But yeah, Elaine, you might just have to save them and bring them in individually if it won't let you. But like I said, Affinity Designer is the vector studio, and those assets were created for the Pixel Studio, which would be, if we're talking version 2, would have been Affinity Photo, not Affinity Designer. Okay? All right, so anyway, let's look at listing view. And then once we're done, because like I said, this is not going to take an hour, not even close. When we're done, then, you know, if there's, you know, questions about other things, about the community, about courses, about anything like that, I'm happy to, we can sit here and just have like a chat session once we're done with listing view information. All right. So I am in here in the listing view, the main database. This is, you know, pretty much where this opens up for you. And it essentially has, it's a listing of every product on Etsy. Okay. And, you know, you can sort these things by, you know, the monthly trend and monthly revenue, monthly sales, all kinds of things. Now, granted, right now, these are showing all products. That includes physical products too. So keep that in mind. When you're searching here, there are filters that you can use. So you can filter for digital and apply, and then you'll only have, you know, digital files, and you can again sort them by their monthly trend, their monthly revenue, sales, conversion rate, newest listings, how many reviews, how many favorites, all kinds of stuff. This is not new though. This has been here, okay? One of the newer features is this tag analyzer, which is really cute, really helpful. You type in something like spring shirt PNG, all right? Yes, Listing View is an app that connects to Etsy that you can use for keyword research, product research, all kinds of stuff. I will go over all of that in here as well. But with the new tag analyzer, you just type in, you know, the tag, the keyword, whatever it is you want to use, spring shirt PNG. And it's going to tell you like an opportunity ranking based on that keyword's demand, competition, and even sales velocity they've included now. And that is how quickly listings are converting into sales. So that's really nice. It also gives you how, you know, a demand percentage, a demand scale, and a competition scale. And it does tell you, you know, that this does have quite a bit of competition, but I would expect that for something as generic as spring shirt PNG, okay? But this is still really nice that we can come through here and look then at all the listings that use that keyword in their tags. And up here, if you click on this little search window, it's going to give you some other kind of related tags, like the Martin Luther King shirt PNG, pink lucky PNG, things that are also, you know, generally related but not exact. And it tells you, you know, how many competing listings there are, how old the average listing is, just a whole lot of data in here that you can use when you are trying to decide what keywords and tags and stuff you want to use for your listings, okay? Listing Optimizer is still in beta, but it's still working. I mean, it still works. You can edit, bulk edit listings in here. Let's say I have these 4 listings here and I want to edit them. If I click on bulk edit, I can come in here and I can change the titles. I can change the descriptions on everything. I can change the tags on all of them, the photos, and again, you can change the listing details as far as, you know, is this a finished product or whatever. You can change the category if you want to. And you can add a listing video to your listings as well. So it's really, I absolutely love this Listing Optimizer now that they've added this bulk editor. You can mess around with variations. Not that we use a lot of variations in digital products, personalization, shipping, what section it is in your shop. You can change the files that are attached to each individual listing in here. You can update your policy, and you can update whether it's, you know, active or inactive and things like that. And down at the bottom, finally, you can even change, you know, the materials. Again, we don't use that really for, I absolutely prefer it over Allura, Shayna. They are just adding so much to this. It is similar to Everbee. In fact, we will look at it on Etsy because it does have a Chrome extension just like Everbee, but it gives us a lot more, I think, inside of the Listing View app, okay? And this new thing here, the Asset Library, this is brand new, okay? You know how some of us, we may use My Designs to upload our products, and our customers are sent a PDF file, right? But the PDF file is kind of crap. Yeah, I do have a coupon in the community. I'll share that when we're done here. You know, our PDF file that My Designs gives us is pretty much really bland and just super basic. Well, here in Asset Library now, we can add our own files. We can upload our files right here, and they will serve it just like My Designs does, okay? Now, I'm trying to, I was just looking in here last night, and I am now trying to find where we, let me delete this. Okay, it won't let me because I do have it linked to a file. But you can see your details. You can see what listing it is linked to. So I'm going to open up this listing. Maybe, I think I goofed. I think I deleted this listing off of Etsy and messed myself up last night playing around. But you can, let's say I want to upload a list. I want to upload a file, okay? Let's go with this file, any random file. And I'm going to click on this, and it's telling you all the information you need about the file. It tells you what DPI it is, what kind of format it is, the dimensions, all of that stuff if you need it. This is mostly, you know, if you are uploading files that are too big for Etsy, you know. So you can host your files right here. And there is, oh my gosh, I was in here last night and I now am struggling to find the information. We are able to edit the PDF. And now they must have taken that away today. Of course they did, because I wanted to do a video on it. They must be working on it, because there were a few glitches last night that I couldn't edit every piece of the PDF. But your PDF, I was able to add a banner, shop name, special instructions, all kinds of great stuff, so that you know, our customers knew exactly what it was. They knew exactly what they were getting from who. You know, a lot of times, right, exactly. We can't do that in My Designs at all. And this last night, like I said, they might have turned it off today because, like I said, there were a few glitches last night where I wasn't able to edit certain parts of the file or certain parts of the PDF. But let me, nope, that's just downloading my, oh, this is going to drive me crazy now because I wanted to show you guys that so bad. That was such a neat feature that we could edit for a physical product shop. This would absolutely, you could absolutely use this for a physical product shop too. Absolutely, because you can adjust, you know, shipping settings and everything in here. You know, you can bulk edit and upload and change things. This is going to make me so upset though, because I really, really, really wanted to show you guys the PDF that you get. Let me see here. I feel like I might have deleted that listing last night and messed it up. Down here in the bottom, you just have to switch between your shops. Click on your shop name in the lower left corner. Do you see that? And then you can add your shop, and then you have to just switch between them. We will have a live on just that feature, Shayna, I'm telling you, because that PDF is like the coolest thing. I am just, oh, I'm just going to cry because that was like the whole reason for this live today. All the other new features are okay. They're fine. They're great. But editing the PDF was just, oh, I was just so blown away with it. I was so excited for it. I wanted to show that more than anything. But anyway, we can now host files right here inside of Listing View, and then you can attach them to a listing. So once you have your file uploaded, let's go to your listing. Let's say I want to attach it to this this file here, this product. I would just scroll down here, and where it says, you know, attach your file, I would just go to browse. Oh, here it is. Oh my gosh, I was looking in the wrong spot for it. Oh my goodness. Okay. So when you upload your product or to Listing View, oh, I'm so blonde. Seriously, so blonde. Or just a senior moment, one of the two. Okay, you ready? This is great. So this is the file, the product that I want to attach the image to that I just uploaded to Listing View, okay? So I would just come in here to the listing, browse library, and then I can choose which file gets attached to this listing. So I would just click link, and now that's here, okay? And over here on the right is the PDF delivery. Okay, it wasn't in the asset library, it's in the listing. Sorry about that. And it has, it says leave empty to use global setting. You can use your logo. You could upload a banner. You could have a download all button if you have more than one link. If you want, you can have individual download buttons on here. There is a block here for a message. This was one of the things that I couldn't edit last night, so let's try it. Thank you, test. Down here again, this was another part that I was struggling to edit. Instructions for downloading. And you can type in here. The body text, you can even include a coupon and coupon description, and then also like a call to action text and footer text. And I'm going to save this, and then I'm going to scroll up to the top, and I'm going to click on preview. So this is what the PDF will look like right now. And oh, let me try and zoom in here. Let's zoom in so you can see this a little better. Okay, let's turn that down. And now I can't get it over there. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. Where did we go? But here you can preview what your PDF is going to look like. So it says, oh, right here it says thank you text. And then it has the link to the product that you're going to, that your client is going to download. And then it says here additional files, because I still have the one that is on Etsy attached to the product. So it says the following file are hosted directly on Etsy and cannot be downloaded from this link. To access them, check your Etsy purchases receipt or your confirmation email. So it also will tell them that there are other files, but they need to access them directly on Etsy because that's where it is hosted, okay? But it has your shop name right at the top, and you can, you know, modify different things. So this is really, really great. Like I said, the instructions block is not showing up right now, and I have sent them a message, but like I said, this feature really just came out yesterday. So I expect a few bugs here and there, you know, over the next few days until everything is worked out. But I can upload a different image in here if I wanted. Let me just grab this one and scroll down and click save. And now when I preview, it did not save it. Okay. See, that's what I'm saying. There's a few issues that it's not doing quite what it should yet. Let's try this. But the PDF is here, and even just using it basic, just the way it is a lot nicer than my designs. There, I replaced my logo with an image there just because it has our name on it. and you can put in your own custom thank you text. And then it says right underneath it your downloads, what they are downloading, and then they click that button. So this is fantastic. All right. Like I said, there are still a few glitches with the PDF, but it looks amazing. It really, really does. I am just so excited about being able to edit a PDF in here, even if it's just to add our banner and to add our own personalized thank you text, because you can write whatever you want in here in this thank you text. You know, you can, write, thanks for shopping with us and supporting our small business, to be, kept up to date on new releases. You could say join our mailing list here, and then put a link to your mailing list. I'm just going to put a link to my website, and I'll save that. And then we'll come back up to the top here and preview it. And right there is my link right there in the PDF. That whole sentence I put out, thanks for shopping with us, supporting our small business, to be kept up to date on new releases, join our mailing list. Bam, it's all right there in that PDF that they're going to get. And like I said, with being able to put our shop logo or something in here, I love it. I love it. It's just, I have been waiting for Curtis and My Designs to let us edit that PDF for so long. And it's so frustrating that something that seems so simple isn't yet something we can do. So this is really nice that, we can do it in here. Now, obviously, if you're someone who has, 1,000 products in your shop, you're probably not going to go in and update all of them with this PDF. But, if you don't have a ton, you can always come in here and use this, or you could just start uploading future products through here and using the PDF if you wanted to, for those big files, the ones that you can't host on Etsy. You can upload any file up to 250 megabytes each. So, if you have monster files, you might have to break them down, but still you can upload pretty much anything up to 250 megabytes. Okay. In fact, even if you host on My Designs, okay, let me, you can add a URL here. So let's say you had something that's uploaded on My Designs, you get that generic PDF, you grab your product download link from it, and you paste that link in here, and say download link, and you can add that. So now you could still host everything on My Designs if you wanted to, and just add the link in here to your, let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me go in here to my shop manager, and let's go to an order. And okay, so this person bought like hummingbird earrings, and okay, that's not a listing that is hosted on, here we go, this one should be hosted on, okay, so we have the download PDF here, right, from My Design. So if I download that PDF, and I open it up, if I right click on this download button and copy the link address, you know, because if they click this, it just downloads the product, right? That's all it does. That's all this is a download product link. So if we come into listing view and you add that URL in here and say product download link, and you know, say wolf something, I don't know what it was, and add that, and you preview your PDF, there it is, product download link, and they can click on that directly, and it says thanks for your purchase, your download will start, and bam. So even if you use my designs, you don't necessarily have to move everything into listing view. You could just grab those download links and add them to your listing, so they are getting your customized PDF file, you know. And I'm going to remove all this stuff because I'll end up forgetting it's here, and somebody will be very, very confused when they download this product. So we could do that. In fact, if I open this listing, what am I doing? Let's go back. Let's look here. I'm editing the listing. So can I download this from here? No, I cannot. All right, so if I wanted to change this, I believe what I need to do is go back. The Wolf Mountain. Let's just open that up. Let's click on that. What in the world? Oh, because I'm in edit listings. So we can't really go from here. Quick actions. Copy listings, change status. Okay. Yeah, I can't get into it from here. I'd have to open it up in another tab, but that's okay. You can still, like I said, you could just grab that download link from my designs and put it in here as a URL. So you could still use your custom. It is scoring. Let's come back over here, Listing Optimizer. It is, wait a second, where are you? Back in the Listing Optimizer, it gives a score for each listing. Okay, I am not, there we go. Yes, the score is like an overall combination of your conversion rate, your tags, and yes, it's specifically scoring for SEO and also, you know, competition level and things like that. It's not just SEO, but it is included in that. All right, I want to, okay, let's edit this listing. Let's go in here and look at it more. This is part of what you're getting scored on. You see this? Your title and description, your title length, your tags in your description. Are you using all 30 or all 13 tags? Things like that. Your images, how many of those are you listing? So your listing score is not so much about the tags themselves, it's about whether or not you're using everything you can be to make your score, to make your listing as good as it can be. All right. But, if you come here and you search, let's go back in here to Listing Optimizer. Let me look here. I really wish, maybe I'm missing something. I thought there was a way I could open these and look at them, but I'm guessing not. I thought I could, though. I might be missing something. You know how I get, I'll just copy that, and I will come in here to listings, and I will just search for that particular listing. And see what we get. That is not my, oh yeah, there it is. Okay. So your score, that score you were looking at, is a combination of all kinds of stuff. Your title, your tags, your photo, your description. It's also looking at, it doesn't really look at the individual tags, but as an overall, Right, you make sure you have everything filled in, and that's what it is scoring there. It's just looking at everything. Now, you can come into each individual listing like this and, look at the demand scores and the velocity score for your tags, which will, give you a lot more SEO information. But these things are important, having your title length right, tag quality. It says, avoid using duplicate tags more than twice. So you want to make sure that is, and if you hover over, it will tell you what each one of these scores are for. So that is helpful. But this, this asset library where we can now upload files or even, link to files is amazing. And then they also updated some things here on the extension. So I am just going to randomly pick a listing. Let's do spring shirt PNG. And let's just look at a couple of these. Now, I do have Everbee installed too. I've been running some tests the last couple weeks, again, to, determine accuracy and things like that. So the first new thing is up here at the top, we've always been able to filter by best sellers, and we can still do that. But now we also have a few more options up here. We can search by a date, and we'll let that load a second. Like I said, it's taken a little longer because I have Everbee installed too. I should have turned that off for this. But right next to the filter best sellers, we can filter by monthly, the last 2 months, 6 months, all time, 12 months, which is really, really nice. I like that a lot. So that makes me happy because a lot of times, we want to see how they've done over, the last couple months, maybe not necessarily just this month or this week. So we can do that now. And I don't think there's anything new down here, but we can click on this. I've got to check out. I got to get rid of that stuff out of my cart. All right, so now in here, again, you can sort even in here by the last 62 sales a month, last 6 months, 62 sales, because this is a newer listing. It's only a month old. but it's also telling you the conversion rate, and it does show you all the tags in here. And I don't know, they might have done this at their last update, but now they give you the demand score and everything for each tag. The demand score, the competing listings, and the velocity score for each one of the tags right here on the listing. So if you want any of those, you can just copy them right here, which makes it nice. There's also a couple, you can copy the title. Not that you would necessarily want to copy someone's title, but you might want to copy it just to, change it up a little. You can also copy all of the tags, and you can add this to your favorites on Listing View if it's a listing you want to look at again. And then, of course, you can click this little arrow button here and open it in Listing View, so you can get some better ideas about what's working and what's not in here. So that's really nice. Like I said, I think they might have done this update last time, and I just forgot to mention it the last time we looked at Listing View. It does give us the conversion rate for the product here, which I like. And again, we can change this time frame here, which I really, really like. It's not a big deal for these new listings because obviously we know, if it's only a month old, all this data is from this month. But if it's, an older listing, let's look down through here, okay? Okay, like this one maybe, for instance. This one, it says it's had no sales this month, okay? But if we go back over the last 6 months, it is, see, this is not updating. That might be something new. Monthly sales down here, but this tells you the shop data too. Sorry about that. You see, Everbee is telling me it had monthly sales. This is telling me it doesn't. Let me add it to my cart. 5 bought in the last 24 hours. So I think Listing View is just, this was working perfectly last night. So I believe they are just still tinkering with some of these updates, because this was working perfectly. Had it spread out over the last 6 months and gave us all that information. So definitely keep an eye on this, because it is a valuable tool. I really, really like this, but they must be still working on it. Like I said, this was a pretty new addition to the software as well. But it also tells you, and again, these aren't exactly new. It'll tell you here with little tags that this particular design is selling 3 times more than any other listings in this particular shop. So, it's an outlier. It's something that this particular shop hit lucky on, and it's outselling everything. The same way over here, this one's selling 6 times better than the other listings in this particular shop. So that's always nice to see too. And you also get the new listings tag here as well. So that's nice to see. And there's a fire one too. Let me see if there's any fire here. Here we go. This one, the little fire icon will tell you whether the sales for this are on their way up, or if it doesn't show the fire, then, they've leveled out or whatever. But this is telling us that this particular listing is growing in sales. So that's nice to have too, because you can look and see right away, oh, this one is, still growing. It's on the way up. So that is pretty much the new features here. Like I said, I do love the average conversion rate here at the top, average listing age. It does tell you the average 2-month trend on this, which is up, 8.5%. So if we drop this back to monthly, oh my gosh, my nose is itchy. So sorry. If we send this back to monthly here for, the general search term, it's going to tell us there are 3 listings that are on the way up. There's 29 new listings. The monthly trend for this particular search term and the products for it is increasing about 14%, which is really nice. How much competition is in here for that particular keyword, the average monthly sales, and the average conversion rate. So it is nice. We get a lot of good information in here from that. So that's pretty much the new features here in Listing View. The one that excites me the most is absolutely the asset library, where we can now upload our files directly to Listing View and host it on their server. And like I said, now that I remembered where to find the PDF editing, which makes sense now that I think about it, in here where you put the file, that is really nice that we can customize this and make it look the way we want it to. So that is an absolutely, I think that feature alone, if we'd have talked about nothing else today, this feature is absolutely mind-blowing. I love it. I love it. All right, so that's pretty much it. Do you guys have any questions about Listing View? Do you have any questions about anything else that you wanted to discuss, since we are not quite at 3 o'clock, so we have some time? If there was anything else you wanted to look at in here, let me know. And they are usually much, much closer up to date. Like I said, with all the updates that they pushed through last night, I do believe that some of our data is skewed today because they're still tinkering with stuff. They are usually far more up to date than, 2.5 weeks behind. That it's usually not like that at all. So I believe that because of the update that, things are still, I'd post it in the community, Joyce. That way, everyone can see it. But that's good information to have, yeah, about, how Etsy determines when it's going to send those emails for different things. And I know you'll think of 10 questions afterwards, Rebecca. That's what I do. I mean, I wouldn't think of them now. I'll think of them after we, shut everything down. But yeah, Elaine, I do believe that their delay in data is due to the updates that just pushed through, because it's not, it's not usually, they're usually very, very up to date on their listing data on Etsy. I run that with Everbee, I've run it with Profit Tree, and at the end of the day, I typically find Listing View to be pretty darn accurate. So I think a lot of it is just pushing those new updates through, and that always seems to throw some of these platforms out of whack for a few days until everything catches up. But if you know, if you're still having problems with it not showing data, I would definitely, you know, reach out to support, because that's not. Oh yeah. Like here, I'm in the main database with all the listings from Etsy. You know, I'm showing last 7 days. Let's filter this for digital. Apply. And let's just look here. Bunny football game. And let's see what we've got here. This is an older listing, so this wasn't a good one to choose, because this is all about the Super Bowl, so these products are done. They are done. Let's look here at date listed. Okay, this one was listed today. Golf course needlepoint keychain. And let's wait for this to load. Okay, this is showing sale. I don't know why it says it was listed today. Date posted. Maybe they updated it today, because this shows it was listed March 12th, and you know, 3 sales and not any since then. Now it says listed on March 18th. For date this product was first published. I believe that's an update, because this is showing March 12th sales. I think when you update up here, last 30, but yeah, I think the maybe some of the delays in reporting is due to the updates, because this was a pretty significant update with this asset library and the PDF and all that stuff. That was a pretty, and the listing optimizer is still in beta, you know, so some of this stuff is still being worked on. Again, let's do, this is the spring shirt PNG. This is our search term analyzer. And this is nice too, because it's giving you a list of similar keywords here that you can search by recommendation, and you know, competing listings and things like that. So you have some other ideas of things you could possibly look for and look at. So that is another, I really like the keyword, the search term analyzer in here, because like I said, you know, it gives us other related keywords that we might want to look at. Like now it listed preppy Easter PNG, so we could copy that, or we could search that one and see what we get from that. And it tells you how many competing listings, competing shops, how much revenue, you know, and things like that. And then it will also show you the top listings for that particular keyword or that search term, so that you can come in here and maybe look and see what you want to do is for, or get ideas, you know, for a preppy Easter PNG. So it has a lot of tools in here that I think are really, really nice. You can look in here for particular shops. And, you know, then you have your database here, and you can look at new ones, trending products in the last 7 days, 30 days, 60 days, outliers, ones that are performing way over what the rest of the shop is. You have your watch list here, you know, that you can, when you're on Etsy, if you click on this added to favorites, that will go into your watched list. That adds to your watch list so you can keep track of it. And, you know, you can look at that. Then you have shops that are in your watch list, and you have tags that are in your watch list as well. So you can keep track of a lot of different stuff in here for product research and competition research. So I wouldn't concern myself too much about the delayed data right now. I would give it a few days and see if it all evens out. Okay, so any other questions or comments or whatever? And I will grab the, let me come over here, tools and resources, into our community. And right here, listing view is listed in the tools and resources. And the coupon code is just Rhonda J. And it gives you 50% off your first 2 months. But they will also offer you the yearly option for $199, which is pretty much close to 50% off. So if you want to check it out, you can do that. I will I'll paste the link here into the chat, and I will paste the coupon code as well. There you go, in case anybody does want to take advantage of it. It is by far my favorite keyword research tool anymore. Honestly, I've completely removed Allura extension or, you know, stuff like that. And I was looking at this listing optimizer. Okay, there was settings. No. Oh, look at this, guys. I just went into settings. How about that? You can edit your... Oh, look at this. Look at this. If you go into settings, see, I didn't even look in there. PDF settings. Look at this. You can adjust the colors, the fonts, what the download buttons look like. Oh, and look at this. I was saying I was having trouble with stuff saving. It's because I didn't have it turned on. The instruction message, the coupon block, the social links, the footer. And you can turn off listing view branding if you want. This is next level now. Now I'm going to spend the next hour. I am so upset that I did not see this. Oh my gosh. This is amazing. This is amazing. And you can preview it right here too. Wow. Wow. I just found that, you know, last night under Asset Library and Listing Optimizer, I didn't even think to go look inside of my... I mean, this is awesome. I'm going to spend the next hour playing with my colors and all that kind of stuff. This just tickles me pink. I am going to have a blast playing with these settings now. I really am. And I am just so upset that I didn't see this before because, you know, Although it's a nice little surprise at the end, right? This is amazing. Amazing. Button corner style. You can, is it rounded, pill shaped, sharp? Look at that. Look at that. Can turn on the instruction message. So how to use your files. Look at this, guys. Yeah, you know what? I cooked enough on Tuesday that I don't have to cook again till Saturday, because it's just me and my son Dylan. We're going to be the only two home in the evening for dinner last night, tonight, and tomorrow. So I don't have to do any cooking. I made enough food on Tuesday that I don't have to do it again till Saturday. So yay me. I'm going to be playing with this all night long. The coupon block, turn that on. The social links, you can add your Insta, your TikTok, your YouTube, Pinterest, Facebook, everything. You can add all of those in here. Look at this. This is just, wow. Wow. I just don't even know what to, yeah, I'm going to be playing with this all night. So you guys, if you need me tonight, you know where I'll be. I'll be right here at my computer playing with my PDF file and customizing it for Listing View. And then I will be going to my designs and, well, into my Etsy shop, and I will be copying the link from all of my Designs listings and putting them into this PDF, because this is just amazing. This is just amazing. Everything we can do in here. Call to action text. Ah, wow. Wow. Footer text. You can put a copyright notice, contact info, anything you want in there. This is great. Okay. Alrighty, guys. So ignore me. I mean, I know we don't all get as excited as I am about being able to edit a PDF, but right? I know, Rebecca. I know. It's going to be a task, but I think in the end it's going to be so. Do you know how many support requests saying my file was just a PDF, I need the PNG or I need the SVG? This is going to stop, because as soon as somebody downloads this PDF, they're getting all the instructions right there in front of them, knowing what to do, instead of getting a PDF that looks like this, I do. I add I add a PDF with links to, sign up for a mailing list and maybe if you are giving free files, that's how I do it. I, give them a link to download their free files in a PDF. So, and yeah, either name it thank you or freebies or something like that. And these new PDFs for Listing View, instead of it just being called download PDF, because that's what My Designs calls it, I think we might be able to name this, I'm not sure, but we might be able to rename this. And if we can, I'm going to be naming this Download Instructions PDF. That way, because then as soon as they click on it and they download it and they open it up, they are going to see immediately exactly what they need to do. And it's going to make a huge difference. Huge, huge, huge difference. But alrighty. All right, guys. I am going to cut this off, because now we've gone over an hour just playing with Listing View's new features. And I will see you guys next week. Trying to decide what to do for next week's live. And I hope you guys have a great afternoon. If you do have any other questions, you can drop them in the community and I'll answer them as soon as I can. So have a great Thursday and I'll see you next week.